to you live and direct about a particular understanding that you may have heard me talk about in stories or something like that. And it is accountability versus support. What even is that? Like, what's the difference, Alana? I heard someone say the word support in a sentence that normally would have the word accountability. And I say it normally would. I don't know if this particular person, I don't even remember who it was that said it, but I don't know if this particular person would normally say accountability. But, you know, sometimes you have predictive thoughts, like you kind of know what the person is about to say. And I just knew they were going to say the word accountability, but instead they said the word support. How can I hold someone in support, if you will, right? And I got to thinking, that feels different. To have someone say, okay, let's get together and let's chat about, you know, the goals that we set or what we talked about the other day, or however you would categorize that. And then you guys get together for, you know, what normally would be considered an accountability call. But this is where we support each other. That's what masterminds are often made of. That's what accountability groups, quote unquote, are actually made up of. Pardon me. But in this scenario, instead of getting together with your cohorts or chatting with someone and holding them accountable, you offer your support towards helping them achieve what it is they set out for, whatever it is, right? Let's say instead of accountability for your new fitness plan or your new nutrition plan, what if you had someone who could support you in that? What if instead of holding someone accountable, we could lift them up in support? Doesn't that feel different? Doesn't that feel more progressive? Doesn't that feel like love? Doesn't it feel exciting? Doesn't it feel more, what's the word? Productive. Like, oh my gosh, instead of having to live up to this particular expectation, we can be supportive to one another. So what would that look like? Okay, let's do the contrast. When you're holding someone accountable, here's what it feels like. Well, why didn't you achieve what you said you were going to do last week? Well, what was it that stood in your way? Well, you're a woman of your word, right? Why didn't you just do what you said you were going to do? That's what I think of when I think of accountability. And here, I completely understand, because I'm a wise woman, that some of you may conduct your accountability calls or your mastermind accountability groups in the way that I am describing support. Totally fine. I'm not actually talking about that. I'm talking about people who get into an accountability group, and I witness a person who is some sort of coach. It's a gentleman, and they were having a call, and on the call, I forget what the thing was. I think maybe they had to drink a certain amount of water in a day. It was a lot of things. It wasn't just fitness, but one of the things that they were challenged to do is drink a certain amount of water every day. And when he was tapping in with this accountability group, he was very aggressive about it. In my opinion, this is my opinion. This is what makes Alana tick. These are how it comes across to me through my filter of the life that I've lived, the trauma that I've overcome, and the drama that I've participated in. And his response was something like, well, why didn't you do that? You just drink the fucking water. It's that simple. You pour the water, you fix the water, and you just drink it. And I'm paraphrasing, and keep in mind, this could just be how I felt when the person said it. Many of you may know who I'm talking about. And I think the guy said something like, I just love Dr. Pepper, or I just love Diet Coke. Something was his response. And the gentleman went on to, what I would refer to as ridicule the gentleman for not drinking the water. And while I understand that that is a method that works, and it is also a timeless method, and while I understand that my inability to love that method may categorize me by some people in a particular way, I'm totally okay with that. All I can be is true to me. And when I tell you in this exact same scenario, an aura of support feels so much better. Okay, well, so you didn't get a chance to drink your, let's say, 68 ounces of water. So you didn't get a chance to drink your 68 ounces of water. It's like, guys, like, no. Okay, well, how do you think you can be supported in a way that would facilitate that? What type of support? And now keep in mind, support is not just from other people, because you can support yourself in that. And one of the reasons why support versus accountability resonates with me in a better manner is because I am very introspective, maybe even to a fault. So that means that way before you saw it in me, I already had a conversation with myself about how fucked up it is. Okay. So what I definitely don't need is somebody else's voice condemning me, because I'm already inside my head trying to figure out a way to love myself through that and dismantle that particular head trash that's going through my head, right? Because we all know that our mind is kind of like a house where we're hoarding things. Some of us have things in every single room in the house. Some of us have things in certain rooms of the house. And some of us have done a great job at putting shit in the backyard so the people that come in the house don't see the hoarding that we're doing. You can insert a praise break right there for those that this really resonated with. Back to the story. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Why is this so fun? I don't know. Maybe it's because I've invited you inside my head. Watch your step. So, when it comes to this understanding, this revelation, if you will, that I just recently acquired of support versus accountability, I want to offer you this. Whether you are in communion with another individual or this is just you talking to yourself, I want to offer you supportive actions as opposed to accountable actions. So if you're in a mastermind group and you've gotten together and you guys are trying to help one another achieve goals, instead of what I mentioned before as accountability, maybe the language would be something like this. Okay, everybody. Okay, Alana, it's your turn. I see here that what you were going to achieve for the week was you were going to make 52 posts for the year on your Tuesday Twitter posts, and you were going to do X, Y, Z, and da-da-da-da-da. How did that go for you? Alana then says, well, I was able to do this, but I was unable to do that. Okay, perfect. No problem. What are the opportunities to support you better to get that done? Right. And in that verbiage, what the person is essentially saying, from my perspective, is how can we support you? We, including you, you're included in this. How can we support you in a way that would confirm that that is happening, right? And support not only looks like that, but support also looks like, what can we do to remove the things that you believe kept you from that? Let's talk about that. And then everybody chimes in and usually says, okay, well, look, Alana, I have a call that I do every Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. We do a Zoom call and we plan out our day. And then all the tasks that can be done, without, you may or may not be calling somebody at 6 o'clock in the morning, but all the tasks that can be done without, within that time, we stay on Zoom and we spend about an hour and a half working on those types of things. And then about halfway through, we chime in to see where everybody is on those tasks. I'd love to invite you in on that call. Because let me just tell you, I know that the world would have you to believe that you're supposed to be self-sufficient. And then it would also have you to believe that you're supposed to be so compassionate that, you would cut off your nose at a coffee shop to hand it to somebody to prove to them that, you're committed to compassion. So in the extreme messaging that we receive in our society, I want to again offer you this. It is both okay to ask for help and to figure it out on your own. Okay. Some of you need to be told it's okay to figure it out on your own. It's okay to trust yourself enough to at least attempt the thing that yourself told you should do. Others of you need to be told it's okay to reach outside of yourself and ask for assistance, right? When it comes to the foundational growth of your life, your mind, and your well-being, that comes from you. Okay. Those are some things you're gonna have to buckle down. You're gonna have to make some decisions and decide on some things. Okay. But then within doing that, you may need assistance, right? Assistance, right? Like the car is yours. It belongs to you. You pay the note or you own it outright, right? But you still got to go to the mechanic shop. Y'all ain't besties. You're not leaving your car with him and saying, you do it. No, you're asking for assistance, right? So just as you would ask for assistance in that way, if you are the kind of person who has trouble asking for assistance, that used to be me, this is for you. And so all encompassing, as it were, for the purposes of this discussion, I believe that this is a great thing to explore. So Alana, how can we transition from accountability to support? It's just that simple. Your verbiage, one, your mindset, obviously. It's one of those, which came first, the mindset or the verbiage, because you really have to have the mindset that you would like to change in order to decide on what the verbiage is going to be. But the verbiage is very supportive. It's very loving. It's very I want to say it's non-confrontational, but that depends on what you view as confrontation, because supporting someone may also look like, well, we chatted about that last time and we decided as a group that what would be supportive for you to overcome that would be this, but it looks like it's not working out for you. Do you think that maybe it's just you stop thinking about it and just do it? Sometimes that has to be a part of it. But in this, that is what I wanted to bring to your attention, if you will, because support, I still remember, and I want to reiterate this, what it felt like the first time I can remember ever being asked that. How can I support you? Like that was monumental, to the point where I had to pause a minute and be like, give me some, I think it took me a couple weeks before I ever touched base with this person and got back to her on how she could support me, because I actually did not know the answer to that for a couple of reasons. One, because I don't recall ever anybody saying to me, how can I support you? And the second is, I'm a recovering, I can do it myself person. I'm a recovering, why would I explain to you how to do it when I can just do it myself and be done faster? I have since recovered from that behavior, because I do now understand how you can show somebody or tell somebody how to help you and spend the time doing that so that in the future, whenever you come back, they'll already know what you're thinking and what's going on and what the expectations are. So I want you to share with me in the comments, what are your thoughts on accountability versus support? Do you feel like, that just really sounds like some bullshit that somebody who's lazy and doesn't want to do shit is going to put on accountability? Do you feel like, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, get your head out of your ass and get some stuff done? Or do you feel like, you know what, that does feel better? That does feel like a better representation of what accountability actually is anyway. So, once again, in the comments, if you have any questions or you want to inquire about how to book me as a speaker, you can definitely send me an email at hello@alanahigginbotham.com. If you have any questions regarding courses that I offer, anything like that, you can certainly go to alanahigginbotham.com. I have some wonderful courses available. And if you join my VIP list, you get a free course. Perspective Prominence is one of my free courses that will bless your life. So I love you. I hope you got something out of this, and I'll see you on the next one.